It was a Saturday afternoon when everything changed. The smell of detergent still clung to my hands. It just finished doing the dishes when the phone rang. Not the casual kind of ring. It shrieked through the kitchen like a warning siren. Straight out of a nightmare. I dropped the towel, heart already thumping like a war drum, and picked it up. Mr. Thompson. This is from Lincoln Middle School. Your son collapsed during PE. The ambulance is taking him to County General. That was it. No fluff. Just a sledgehammer to the chest. The next few minutes were a blur. My legs moved on instinct, but my brain was still frozen somewhere between disbelief and dread. I grabbed my keys, flew out the door, and texted my wife as I tore down the street. My fingers trembled on the screen. Our son is in the ER. I'm heading there now. 2 minutes. Later, her reply buzzed in. I'm busy with my parents. We're having a barbecue party. Can't leave right now. No follow-up? No how is he? Not even a damn question mark. I stared at her message, hoping my brain was short-circuiting, praying it was some autocorrect mistake. But no. Her son, our son was. En route to the hospital in a siren-screaming ambulance, and she couldn't leave behind ribs and rows. I arrived at the ER with a heart pounding so hard I thought I might collapse too.
The fluorescent lights in that hospital were blindingly
cold. The kind that make everything feel sterile, even emotions. There he was, my boy, lying pale and fragile, an oxygen tube slipping beneath his nose, his chest rising in shallow hiccups of breath. The doctor met me with calm efficiency, told me it was a severe asthma attack, intensified by heat and physical strain. He's stable now, she said. But it could have gone very differently. I sat next to his bed, holding his hand like it was the last solid thing on earth. Dad's here, I whispered. He smiled faintly, then looked up and asked, Where's Mom? I had no answer. Only a silence that burned deeper than any scream ever could. Hours passed. Once he was resting peacefully and the adrenaline finally wore off, I made my way to the hospital cafeteria. Burnt coffee, plastic chairs, fluorescent lights humming like a bad memory. I sat there alone, scrolling through my phone not for distraction. But to see her? To understand how she could be so cold, Emma hadn't called. Not once. But her Instagram lit up like Times Square. 6 fresh stories. Steaks sizzling, drinks clinking. Her dad tossing horseshoes like it was some county fair. One caption stung more than the rest. Family over everything, the words hit me like shrapnel, and then the audio god, the audio. In one of her stories, you could hear her. Mother laughing in the background, that same condescending cackle she always had. That boy is always getting sick, she said dismissively. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just for attention. Weak kid, just like his father. I listened again and again, till the words weren't just noise, they were gasoline. You see, I paid for everything. Their mortgage on me? Yet that fancy Lexus her dad loved to show off. My loan, my name, my money, credit cards, insurance. Even that over-the-top luxury life policy they liked to brag about at dinner parties. Me, and for all that, they spit on my son. I didn't yell. I didn't rage. I simply opened my laptop connected to the hospital's spotty Wi-Fi and got to work. Click mortgage account. Autopay canceled. Click. Car loan. Authorization revoked. Let the bank come knocking. Click. Credit cards, 3 of them. All extensions of my master account. Not just frozen, revoked. Canceled in real time. Grocery store purchases. Denied. Then came the subtle stuff. Insurance policies. Cut off. Legally, I didn't owe them a dime. Emma's phone plan? Gone. Her data vanished. Her access to the digital world I'd paid for slashed mid-scroll. At midnight, I wrote one final thing. A letter. Not to Emma. Not to her vile parents. But to Andrew, Emma's younger brother. He's the only one who'd ever treated me with basic human decency. Dear Andrew, this isn't revenge, it's respect. I've loved your family like my own. But when they laughed at my sick child during a medical emergency, they lost the right to my support. I hope one day you'll understand. Take care of yourself. I closed the laptop. My son was sleeping beside me, color back in his cheeks. And I realized then I wasn't just cutting ties. I was reclaiming peace. Morning hit differently. I sipped hospital coffee while my son flipped through cartoons on his iPad. His breathing was normal now, the worst behind us. But my phone, exploding. 7:18 a.m. Emma called, ignored. 7:19 a.m. her dad, ignored. 7:22 a.m. mortgage autopay failed. 7:23 a.m. Emma again, straight to voicemail. 7:27 a.m. Patricia, did you cancel the credit cards? We're at the store. None of them are. Working? I grinned. Sipped my coffee again, let it all marinate. By 8 a.m., the group chat titled Family First was on fire. Emma, what the hell did you do? Are you insane? You're ruining everything? Her father, you've always been overly emotional. This is too far. Her mother, you ungrateful little man, we took you in like family. I waited. I typed, my son was in the... you were throwing a barbecue. My wife didn't show up. Your response told me what family means to you. Now I'm showing you what I no longer owe. Send no emojis. No exclamation marks. Just closure. Later that afternoon, a nurse approached gently. There's a woman in the waiting room. She says she's your wife. I stepped out. There she was Zima, her hair messy, mascara streaked, phone in one hand, car keys in the other. You can't just cut off everything without warning, she snapped, stepping closer. I stared right through her. Funny, I said. God, that's exactly what I thought when you ignored my text from the emergency room? She blinked, then softened. Look, let's talk. Maybe I overreacted. My parents too, I raised a hand. This isn't about punishment. It's about protection. I'm protecting my son from people who think he's a burden. That includes you. Her jaw clenched. You'll regret this. I exhaled slowly. No, you will. When the repo guy shows up, when the foreclosure notice lands. When you realize all your security was built on someone you treated like background noise. She stormed out, no dramatic tears. Just rage and silence, and finally dash clarity. 2 days later, my son was discharged with a clean bill of health. I brought him home, not back to the house I used to share with Emma. No, a fresh apartment, fully furnished, place for peace. Emma's car repossessed in front of her workplace. I saw the video. Coworker filmed it not out of cruelty but disbelief. That proud SUV, towed like a forgotten dream. Her dad called me from a new number. His voice was low, quiet. We need to talk. Man to man. Said nothing. Maybe we said things we shouldn't have. Emotions ran high. But cutting the mortgage, the cards. You're destroying our credit, finally replied. Then maybe. Next time, when your grandson is in the ER, you won't be flipping steaks and calling him weak. He sighed. What do you want? That was the moment, the line in the sand. I want you to understand what it feels like to be disposable. I want your daughter to stop using people like vending machines. And most of all, I want my son to grow up knowing his father stood up for him. Click. Later that night, Emma showed up at my new place. She looked broken, not sad, just lost. I'm sorry, she whispered. For what? I asked. For not coming? For what they said? For making you feel like you didn't matter? I believed parts of it. But deep down, I saw the truth. She wasn't sorry for what she did. She was sorry for what she lost. She looked over at our son curled up with his juice box and Legos, wrapped in his dinosaur blanket. Can I stay? Just for tonight? Just to be near him? I opened the door. Co-parenting, Emma. Nothing more. Saturday. Don't be late. She nodded and left. No begging, no drama. Just goodbye. 6 months later, life feels lighter. My son's thriving. Better grades, better sleep, more smiles. No tension, no walking on eggshells. Emma and I talk only through a parenting app now strictly. Logistics, pickups, drop-offs, no emotion. Her parents sold their house, downsized. Her dad took a lesser job. Their summer parties? Over. And one evening, while we were building a Lego spaceship, my son looked up and said, "Dad, I like it when it's just us sometimes." Looked at him, heart damn near bursting. Me too, buddy. Me too. I never wanted revenge, just peace, just respect, just one kid knowing that no matter what, he mattered. And now he does.